What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy weekly. What's up, guys? It's a Wednesday here in Manila. Hope you are having a great week of fantasy. Lots of great performances so far this week. Lesser worry players, I guess. Not too much worry players. And lots of really nice performances, as well as lots of low-end nice performance and lots of rest. Today, lots of players rested once again. But let's talk about injuries first. I'm your host JJT with Commish. Commish.
Yeah. Hi,
So
guys.
far, so good. The week.
Better, but yeah, the injuries are continuing for my team. My problematic team is down to 3 healthy players. 3 healthy players, but
Who are they?
that's how it is. Yeah.
Who are the 3 remaining?
Well, sadly, one of them is Mike Conley. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
A healthy player who doesn't play back-to-back games.
Yes. Will Barton, who's also been always injured. Onyeka Okongwu. So maybe, I mean, I hope if we're talking about injuries, I hope Josh Hart was just rested because it's a back-to-back. He didn't play today. Zubac, the last game he missed was also a back-to-back. So I hope those are just rests.
Yeah.
I hope.
But more injuries add up today. Cade Cunningham, hip pointer injury. Did it look serious? Does it look like he's gonna miss time? Doctor.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. Hip
Commish.
pointers are not like sprained ankles or knee injuries where you can see what happened. Hip pointer just inside happened and then he's out for the game. Remember, we talked about hip pointers with OG Anunoby before, and we said I researched about it and I said it could be 2 weeks, it could be 3 weeks, it could be more. I said it's a very finicky injury in the sense that you really don't know how. Sometimes people just recover right away. Sometimes it takes a long time. I don't know with Cade because OG's experience wasn't pleasant.
He missed about 3-4 weeks, I guess, with that injury.
Wasn't it more? More?
Probably around 4, around that time. Potentially could be something that wherein he misses time. If in case he misses time, any good ads there? Diallo or not much because Grant came back, Olinik came back, lots of players. I mean, those guys came back. Sadiq is playing well. So
I think Sadiq actually was really hit hard by Jeremy's return. We did say that, and today he didn't play well. But hopefully this injury would help him. But I think for an ad, it's very low end. But Corey Joseph, who's continued to be starting, would definitely have to be added at this point. I did not put him in our buy section, but I kind of forgot. But Corey Joseph is a not an exciting ad, but I think he can.
Corey Joseph is another coach's pet there in Detroit. One of the Dwayne Casey's favorite.
Yeah. He has good games and bad games. Today he had 18 points and 6 assists. I think the last game he had only 2 points. That's how he is. He has good games and then suddenly he just disappears and then he'll have a stretch of good games again. But if Cade misses time, he'll have to be the main point guard, right? He won't share it with Cade. So I think that's a big boost for him. So he's a good ad.
So Cade Cunningham, let's see what happens there. Thomas Bryant. Just when you thought that this Washington team is, getting their rotation tighter, Thomas Bryant goes down with an ankle injury.
That's bad. That's a bad ankle injury. It wasn't.
Yeah,
It
he came
wasn't.
from an ACL. He came from an ACL, right?
No, this ankle injury didn't look good. I just put it that way. I won't say it's a like a Laurie Markkinen kind of injury. I don't know. It didn't seem as bad as that, but it's not a minor one, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And
So
he came back from injury.
yeah. Well, I guess the law of natural selection is happening in Washington. That the basketball gods just decided, "Oh, you're playing too many players. Let's remove some," because I guess we can just segue
the
to Bradley
fantasy
Beal also.
gods answered some questions today.
Yeah, he said, "You guys are complaining about 12 or 13 men. Okay, I'll remove Thomas
Here,
Bryant.
I'll reduce it to
I'll
2,
remove
so
Bradley
you have
Beal." Right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, you were saying go.
yeah, Bradley Beal looks like a multi-game absence also coming up because he's gonna be reevaluated next week. So instead of just missing 2 games, that will be 4 games. Let's hope that the reevaluation is better than what we are fearing, because it might not be good news if it doesn't respond.
Yeah. This Washington team looks to be on a free fall. I mean, they started off really, really well this season. Now they're really falling fast. And, the rotations, the injuries, the troubles with Dinwiddie. Kyle Kuzma would continue to feast. I think Kyle Kuzma would be the guy. Surprisingly, he's been really, really good fantasy-wise.
Really, really good relative to what he was.
Yeah.
I guess he's not yet even top 100, even whatever he's doing, because the problems with this game is still there. Field goal, lack of steals, lack of blocks, and all those things. But I'll take this Kuzma. I'm pretty sure you guys just picked him up in the FA, or
just support him with some players who can steal, who can block.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think anyone expected a double type of Kyle Kuzma, right? A double machine type of Kyle Kuzma. And he's become somewhat of a leader out there for Washington.
He said, he feels like LeBron. He feels like LeBron in Washington. He can trade people, if he wants to.
He's got the rings. No, I guess no other player there.
He's got the ring.
Yeah,
I think he just won once, right?
Yeah, he's got the ring. So
for Thomas Bryant though, if you have Gafford in the waiver wire, I think no brainer. Also, we have to add him. I know he did play well when Bryant went down.
He played 5 minutes today.
But even if he plays 20 minutes, we'll take that. I mean, and there's no Bryant, so I hope they won't play Bertans again and play, a 3 center thing. So I think it's gonna be Bryant and Montrezl Harrell for the time being. So you mean
Gafford and Montrezl?
Gafford. Yeah, Gafford and Montrezl Harrell for the time being. So you have to add him.
And interestingly, it seems like Harrell has become the safer center among the 3 at this point. I mean, he's been consistently used, unlike Bryant and Gafford. Yeah, but it's going to be an interesting situation as well, getting into the trade deadline. What happens with this situation, with center situation? Jakob Poeltl also got hit on the head today and could be a concussion protocol type of injury. And we've seen how Donovan Mitchell has been with that injury. He's been out a while, probably more days than the COVID protocol.
Yeah, he's out. He's been out for 7 games, I think, or more. And I said I'll be surprised if he doesn't play this week, and he's already out tomorrow. So you can't really predict these things. But Poeltl, we're not saying he's in concussion protocol. There's no news about that. It's just that he got hit in the head. So that's the first.
And he did come back. And
he didn't come back. Yeah, and he didn't come back.
So usually it's concussion, but yeah, again, we'll wait for official announcement from the team and their doctors. Who else? The Marcus Aldridge could be out a while.
Well, when he went down with the sprained ankle, we said you should drop him because I don't think he'll be returning anytime soon. And now that they have an official update that he's gonna be probably out until the All-Star game, it makes it even easier.
Easier drop. An easier drop. Not to drop though are Kristaps Porzingis and Darius Garland. Garland was surprisingly out again today, so it looks like it's not just rest.
No.
For Garland,
it's a real injury. It's a real injury. It's a sore back, but I'm worried because he's being ruled out a day in advance. It's not even questionable, so I don't know what it is. Hopefully he fixes that because Cleveland is really down to a lot of players at this point.
Yeah, and Shaddai Osman, in case you are streaming for tomorrow, could be a good stream. Last game out, he had 12 assists. But just be careful with the percentages because he can be bad as well.
He started at point guard. He's playing point guard. So if he continues to play point guard, that lifts his floor a bit. Because previously, if he doesn't shoot well, it's really nothing.
Yeah.
Now there's assists. And in DFS, guys, you can use him because we don't care about field goals.
Yeah, no field goal in daily DFS games. We don't care about field goals. So Kristaps, day to day, he is.
Hopefully, it's day to day. Hopefully it's really day to day. Well, even if he's out for 20 days, it's still day to day. So it might be something like that.
Buy players. Let's talk about some buy players. Daniel Gafford, we talked about him in case he's been dropped. I've seen a lot in a lot of my leagues. I think 3 or 4 leagues. He was dropped actually. I added him in one, I think, when he cleared the waivers. So KCP without Beal. KCP and a little bit of Dinwiddie, I guess, would benefit.
Yeah,
KCP
they should.
Is the better ad, safer ad, I guess.
I mean, KCP is the lower ceiling ad. Dinwiddie is probably the guy who could really help you be a game changer in the games that Beal is out. But he didn't play well today. But I think it's Dinwiddie. But I don't think Dinwiddie is available in your leagues anyway. KCP is. So I'd go add KCP.
Patrick Beverly came back, so you can just plug him in.
Add him. If he was dropped, add him.
Yeah, he had a good game today. I think 11 and 5. I think he had.
And that was in foul trouble. The whole game, he was in foul trouble. He wasn't even, really in the rhythm. And,
did D'Lo play today? D'Lo didn't play.
No.
Right.
D'Lo didn't play today, but I think Pat Bev has a mini Draymond Green in him. That he doesn't really score a lot, but he gets 1 or 2 threes, 2 steals, 1 block, and a couple of assists, and it's just
not just a couple. I think he has 3-4 assists per game, right?
Yeah, when you add all of those up, it's valuable. I own him in a lot of leagues. That's why.
Me too. I haven't even dropped him. Even when he got injured, I just stashed him. Even when my IL lists were full, in some leagues I had the luxury of stashing him. In some leagues, I just had to drop him. But Patrick Beverly should be.
But probably in 5-6 days he's gonna be hurt again. So let's just wait.
Chuma Okeke, we've been talking about him already for the past few days. In case he was dropped or whatnot, just add him. Because some people might treat Chuma as a stream and just drops him. But at this point, I think it's ride him as long as you can, and then when he
wasn't even hot today. He only had 5 points, and it helped that he had 2 steals and 3 blocks.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing about Okeke. He has that in him, the defensive stats. That's the great thing.
Yeah. Jaxson Hayes started again. Interesting. I've
Now,
been eyeing Jaxson Hayes for a while now. I've been, watching him, his minutes, the production for a while now because in an 18-team league, he's available. 16-team, he's available. So someone that I'm looking at to add.
what's your take? What's your take on him? Is this gonna be a thing? I mean, power forward Jaxson Hayes.
So interestingly, Valanciunas played again today, and he started alongside him. We initially thought yesterday it was more of a matchup thing.
Yeah.
Today, who were they against? It wasn't a big team, right? It wasn't a big team.
They were against Detroit.
I'm still on a watch. Not yet an ad. Not yet an ad. Depends, I guess, on who I will drop. For him.
If you streamed him, then maybe keep him for a while. But if you ask me, let's just Ingram, Herbert Jones, Josh Hart, Valanciunas, Devontae Graham. Ingram didn't play yesterday. Josh Hart didn't play today. So if both of them plays, I just don't see unless they bench Herbert Jones, which I really doubt they would do. So I don't see this as a full-time thing if they're healthy. Now, if they're not healthy, if Josh Hart's injury is more serious than they're saying, then okay. But I don't think Josh Hart's injury is really that major. So I'm not that high yet on Jaxson Hayes.
Yeah, not yet. I'm in deeper leagues. I'm still a watch for him. See how this goes. Off the bench, he can still perform off the bench. It's just that the minutes aren't given to him. It's not given to him.
Actually, a guy in New Orleans that might be a better ad could be Jose Alvarado. But
I've been watching that guy as well.
In the past few weeks, actually, he's already top 120, 100. But of course, up and down. And it's been helped by Brandon Ingram being out and Devontae sometimes also being out. So it was helped with those games. He's a very low end player at this point. But just monitor because Devontae is not really healthy. Devontae has been really terrible. So he's one of the worry players actually. So we can talk about him also. He's really bad. Devontae has been really bad so far.
Alvarado, in case he is the type of player where you, like I said, the player you add on Judgment Day, if you need some assists, some steals, right? Those are the stats that he provides you.
Yeah.
So that's his role. The guy you add in case you desperately need some steals to win your matchups.
He reminds me of Ty Lue. He reminds me of Ty Lue in his game, in his height, in everything. Ty Lue was also a very, very pesky defender.
TJ McConnell.
Well, he's not as good as TJ. I mean, TJ is such a better passer, better steals guy. But yeah, I could see that. I could see that also.
So Jose Alvarado, just watch out for him and stream him. I think Jaxson Hayes is another guy that your Judgment Day stream if you need some blocks. Although the minutes, I'm just worried about the minutes. Not yet consistent, but I think over the past couple of weeks, he's had some good games. Even in limited minutes. So that's why I'm watching him and watching the trend. If he continues to start, which, like you said, we doubt that he's gonna start regularly. But yeah, even off the bench, I prefer him off the bench just to see a good trend.
The problem with him, if he's not even sure of coming off the bench because Willie Hernan Gomez is there.
Yeah, they're still playing him. And he played well again. I mean, Hernan Gomez played well again. Not bad for someone that's coming off the bench. I think he had 8 or something like that.
Yeah. He had 10 rebounds. Today.
Yeah. So, Moses Moody.
Monitor. Just a monitor guy.
Started, right? He started today.
For 2 straight games, he has started. As I said, I cannot predict what Steve Kerr is thinking. Kuminga starts sometimes, Moody now starting. Sometimes it's Otto Porter, sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. There's one Toscano Anderson. But right now, it's Moody. Moody played well today, but again, you all know the Warriors rested their whole starting 5.
Yeah.
And our Steph Curry didn't play again after giving us 40 points yesterday. I knew it. I knew there was a catch to his 40 points. He apparently was gonna give us 40 points for it. That's the stats was for 2 games.
Will this
So,
be a trend?
I don't know if it's a trend, but they're winning. They're winning. They can afford to rest Steph Curry and all those. I think it will happen. It will happen throughout the season, and it's gonna be really annoying for us. So we'll just have to accept it. That's how it's gonna be. I will check how many more back to backs they have going forward, but it's not really gonna be nice for us, as I think he's gonna be rested.
This looks like a situation wherein if Golden State keeps that second seed throughout the remainder of the season, Steph could be rested a lot. That's how it's looking like.
Yes.
So far.
Yes.
And the catch there would be, man, he's gonna be annoying to own in playoffs, fantasy playoffs. That's the worst catch there. That's what I'm worried about at this point.
I'll go one further. All the Warriors will be annoying to own. Not just Steph. If you have Clay, if you have Draymond, even if Draymond comes back, even if you have Wiggins, except Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole might be the only player they would play the whole every game because he's young, right? Let him play. But the rest of the core players, problem to own.
That's I can see it. Steph owners, we're not scaring you. We're not scaring you. But if this continues, the trend of him, and he's not the healthiest player right now. I mean, he's had some injuries. He's missed some games due to injury. So it's not like he just rested because they wanted to rest him. I think there's some injury there that they just wanted to, rest him a bit, right? Preserve him more. And that's going to be tough for the fantasy playoffs. I don't even know what to do with Steph Curry. I have Steph Curry in, I think, 2-3 leagues. I don't know if I should trade him, switch Harden, maybe. Jeff, I know of Buhay Basket is eyeing him. But the more I complain, I won't complain. The more I complain about Steph, the lower the value gets.
Yeah, but there's still value. There's still time. There's still time to trade. That's the only thing I could see right now to try to avoid this is a trade. I have one Steph Curry, but luckily Jeff is also a part of that league, so maybe I will talk to him.
Jeff would want it. Jeff would want it.
Yeah, maybe I'll see. I'll check his lineup.
And I think he's still in contention in that invitational, right? So
yes,
I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to have one Steph Curry. So who else? By Blake Griffin and Drew Eubanks because of the Poeltl injury.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin because of LaMarcus injury, but you think it's Blake over Claxton?
No, it's Claxton over Blake. But Claxton is like reminds me of
they
like
they haven't played Claxton as much.
It's because I don't think his body can withstand it. He's like Noel. I mean, he's 20 minutes, or like JaVale McGee maybe. That there's just a limit to what he can play. And today Blake Griffin played 27 minutes. So I'm not saying Blake Griffin will play 27 minutes going forward, but I think he can get to 20 to 22 minutes consistently. That's what I think, but I'm not sure. I'm not going and telling all of you to add Eubanks or Blake Griffin. But if you're desperate for a center this week, maybe, worth considering.
Deep league or stream on quality games.
I'm not even sure that Blake will play in the back-to-back tomorrow. There's a big chance he won't. So he's just, a special situation.
So let's just monitor Blake and see what happens.
Yeah.
But just stay away from the old guys at this point, especially the waiver guys that are old. Hard to own them. Just quickly, some worry players. Anthony Edwards. Just a bump on the road, I guess.
I think so. Yeah, but the past 2 games have not been good for him. But hopefully it's just a bump in the road. Today was bad. Today was really bad. But they were winning. So I don't think he cares. So I'm not that worried about it.
Dinwiddie, we talked about him yesterday. Yeah, we're just waiting for him to be traded. I think that's where this is. I'm actually surprised, they're still playing him a lot
Well,
somehow.
they're contending. They're trying to contend at least. So they need the veterans to play, and they really don't have a good option when Bradley
Yeah.
Beal is out. So or maybe they're showcasing him. I mean that's also another possibility. That's and Wes Ansel has already said that he has been forced to play players because of the trade, the possible trades and everything. So he admitted it. So there's a possibility it's a showcase also.
Yeah. Chris Middleton, another player who I guess hasn't been as consistently good.
Well, he was when Drew was out. He was very good.
Well, yeah, Drew
Excuse me.
was
Yeah,
out,
he was.
and he gets some usage there.
Yeah, now that Drew is back, everybody's healthy. Of course, he takes a hit. So hopefully we're able to sell high to him, sell high on him when Drew was out. I think Middleton, well, he's gonna be top 50. But he was top 20, top 25 when Drew was out. So he was playing really well.
I declined the Roto offer. I know Rock is listening. After I declined it, and I saw that Dinwiddie had problems because the package was Middleton and Duarte. I had Middleton and Duarte for Nurkic, Bamba, and Dinwiddie.
Okay.
He needed some small forwards. I needed some rebounding. But I also needed some scoring. That's my two worst categories in that Roto League. And after I declined it, because I didn't want him to wait too long, because I've been really thinking about it and thinking what counter I could give. But I didn't want him to wait too long, so I declined it first and messaged him. Now I'm thinking I think I should have accepted that.
Yeah, Bamba, Nurkic, and who's the third guy there?
Dinwiddie.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, that's a good offer. That's a good
Yeah,
offer.
that's a good offer. I think it really made me think. I mean, I just want. I'm bad at points as well, so I felt like Middleton could help me a bit there.
Who's the other guy with Middleton that you would give away?
Duarte.
Oh well. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I would have probably taken the deal, but I would understand also not taking it because Middleton does have a higher ceiling. Maybe he can be top 40 for some time. He can be top 35. Depends. I mean, at the very worst, is a top 50 guy, and Nurkic, I think, is a sell high kind of a player.
Yeah.
So, but it's Roto. It's Roto, so it's needs based.
No, my problem there in Roto was that I'm poor in points and rebounding. So it's like I can't have the best of both worlds, right? If he gives me Nurkic, I get better in rebounding, but not as good in points, right? So that's the problem there.
Actually, if it wasn't Bamba, if it was Wendell Carter Jr., that would have been a better. Wendell Carter is one of our feel good players. Wendell Carter is very good in points and rebounds. Actually, I mean, a double
machine.
He's a guy that maybe you could consider if you're looking for points and rebounds.
I'm actually eyeing Gobert. He has Gobert, but so hard as well.
Or J-Val. Actually, Gobert, it's okay, but I would rather have Jonas Valanciunas or Wendell Carter Jr. If it's points and rebounds. If it's points and rebounds.
And now you gave me some ideas. So let me see what I can do there. Feel good. Bam. Feel good player.
Bam's assists so far since coming back has returned. The steals, the blocks, 2.3 in 9 games. So I don't know what happened.
The defensive stats are good. I mean, the assists today he had like 2, I think. So
but for
the other game he had a good one. But the steals and blocks are nice.
In 9 games coming back, the assists have been up and down, but the average has been better. So one thing that he said to us fantasy managers is Omer what? Omer who? What are you complaining about? The real
Why
deal,
are
the
you too
real
high
guys.
on Omer? We don't need
Oh,
Omer.
yes. You don't need Omer. We don't need Omer.
Bam's back, and hopefully
Yes.
he's back for good. Right, quickly trade analysis in our invitationals. There's a pending trade right now. Herb Jones for Franz Wagner.
I was shocked. I was shocked with the trade. Yeah, I know Jones is good. I know, his value is there, but for me, his value really is higher in roto leagues. In head to head, I would really go Wagner. So I don't know the reasoning between the trade between them, or what the reason was, but I don't know. Do you agree that Wagner?
I don't know. Maybe I think overall Wagner's the better guy. But if you are looking for the steals and blocks categories, you're trying
Possibly.
to win those categories, you'd go Herb Jones, right? I mean,
I agree.
if the other manager is going for the points, right? I mean, Franz Wagner is good across the board, but not elite in anything at this point yet.
Yes,
so at least Herb Jones is a little elite on the defensive categories. So it's fair depending on the needs. It's the invitational is more of there are lots of veteran managers there. They know what they're doing. So I would think it's more of a needs thing.
I think it's a needs thing. I think it's a needs thing. I just probably trust Wagner in a sense that Herb Jones is a low draft pick. So I don't know if he really, if this is real. That's my point. Is this real, or is just he's good right now, but he cannot sustain it? I just feel like Wagner.
He hasn't been good over the past few games. I mean, not as good. He hasn't been as good the past few games. The scoring isn't there, will not be there all the time. So I think that's where we tend to just focus our attention on the scoring. But like I said, the defensive stocks, probably he's going to be better. Plus low turnovers.
Not probably.
He is better.
Actually, he's one of the few who averages more than 1.5 steals, I think, and almost 1 block. So the defensive stats really, you're correct. Looking at that way, yes, the defensive stats really give it to him in this trade. So if you need that, yes.
Like I said, he is the player we hope Tybal would be.
Yeah.
Because he can score. He's proven he can score. Like he can do 19, 20 points from time to time. So that makes managers a little bit more, okay to owning him, right? With the elites. It's not like Tybal when he gives you good stocks and then scores nothing. He at least scores.
Tomorrow Tybal will give Jeremy 4 steals and 2 blocks. I can feel it. Yeah.
I'm sticking with my Tybal take perspective. He is a guy for the playoffs wherein, you're trying to win steals, blocks because you're not good at your opponents are better at the other categories. That's where his importance is, or maybe a stream towards the end of the week to help you win defensive stats. That's the role. To hold him the whole season, that's going to be hard.
Deeper leagues.
Very deep. Yeah, 16 team, maybe 16 above. 14 hard.
16 I will hold.
Yeah, 14 stream maybe. All right, that's it for our Daily Fantasy Quickie. We will see you guys tomorrow. But again, like we said, we have a new show. It's Courtside DFS, everything we talked about. There is DFS. That somehow, there are some tips there that you could bring to your season-long fantasy. So in case you want to learn more about DFS and talk about, it's still in Filipino though. So for those our foreign listeners, we'll see if we can make it into English. We'll talk about it because it's a collaboration with another group, Hall of Fame DFS as well, and Box Break PH. So and 747 online betting. Those are our partners there with Courtside DFS. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.